Yes, I can assure you Mr. Blake will be returning the bracelet this afternoon. Or possibly tomorrow. Monday at the latest. Yes, I realise that's all for you. I will tell them. Thank you. Bye.
Something the matter?
Brother's the matter.
Don't say your brother like that. I know there's going to be trouble when you say it like that.
I know how I feel when you say my brother.
What's he done?
Nothing. That's the trouble. He's going to get a job. Into my sock drawer, with wearing my underwear, ties. God, my suits don't fit him. He spends hours in the bathroom. He's using all the soap. Have you seen how much he eats? I think he's eaten 2. He ate his plate last night. I thought he was feeding something on the table.
Well, it's got to do with the straight trouble. He's on a prison diet.
Well, it's not plain water, Val. Like butlers. And he's treating this place the same. When are we going to see some money?
Well, he said he was getting glance on his book.
Ha! The man that met you and Mark Tempest romping through the geraniums. Chanting struck by the lightning and selling that. In the meantime, where does he propose?
Well, he must have some money. He bought Lucy that very expensive bracelet.
He didn't buy it.
What do you mean?
It's on approval. Thought she would accept it. It's another case.
But why?
To impress her, so that she wouldn't think he was after her money, which he most certainly is. He intends to sue her on her feet, propose marriage, pay off his overdraft, solve all problems. And the way things are going, I can see it working.
It won't. I won't let it happen. Unless he gets a job and proves himself, I'll ask him to leave.
Well, if you really mean that, I suggest you get down to the George where he's holding cold drinking cronies and tell no.
Something the matter? You look troubled, little sister. I knew it. This is something I've been dreading. I'm causing dissension. I'm coming between you. Perhaps it would be better if I found some rented accommodation in the town. I should be able to afford something modest. Now I have a job.
You have a job?
Well, it's as good as mine. They virtually promised. I'm going into sewage.
Sewage?
I stand a very good chance on account of my height.
Height?
For wading.
Oh.
A lot of the applicants are rather short and, well, during the winter floods, you could be up to your ears in it. One thing, Barry, I did ask, it's rather important. While I'm staying here, would you be prepared to wash my overalls?
Oh, Victor, you're not wearing overalls.
I have to, and waders.
Waders? No, Victor, why can't you get a clean job?
Dear sis, I had a clean job, and what happened? There was a slump in property, and I ended up in prison. Let's face it, sewage is about all I'm good for. I'm not fit for anything else.
Victor, you can't take that job.
I don't know. Could be a rich experience.
I don't know why you're being so used, Kevin. You say he spends too much time in the bathroom as it is. And think of all the soap.
Probably provide some strong carbolic acid.
My brother is not going into sewage, and that's final. What would our friends say?
Yes, I suppose it would cause a rather a stink.
Victor, you're better than that. You're not taking this job. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to wait for the right opportunity to come along. In the meantime, if you're short of money, Kevin can lend you some.
What? You come to this. How much?
Should we say 1,000?
Oh, nonsense! We'll say no such thing. I don't ask for the moon and the stars, Victor. Oh, perhaps you'd like the gold fillings for my teeth. Oh, I could get Val to pawn her jewellery.
That won't be necessary, Kevin. If you're not prepared to invest in the future.
What future?
1,000 lottery tickets. What? The numbers based on my father's infallible system of roulette. The one he used on the tables at Monte Carlo.
Victor, your father died bankrupt. He was out of touch with reality, and so are you. You're not Mark Tempest chasing Amanda Menadue around the vestry table. You're not Bodger Blake, later Bentham's and terror of the scrum. There is no Mad Henry, nor a fortune in uncut diamonds. You were very close to getting your collar fellas wrong. Only my concern for my good reputation prevented me from speaking out. You have no chance of getting any money from me, and I'm going to tell Valerie that.
Perhaps you'd like to try the malt. It's an excellent blend, especially prepared for the discerning drinker.
I do apologise, sir. I came over faint in the street and I couldn't make anybody hear it. Stone me, can't we? It's you, Blakey.
What? Lord! Soapy Simpson! What are you doing here?
Well, I was in the neighbourhood purveying a few pictures from door to door and I called in here. I didn't expect to find you.
You are a skilled cracksman. What are you doing on a knocker? You were the Raffles of North London.
Yeah, I know. I still have the cuttings. How did they go now? Silent and swift with the agility of a cat, Daily Mail. Cool and cynical and elusive as a fox, Daily Express. And I fainted. He fades into the darkness like a panther, Daily Telegraph.
So what happened to you?
Oh, I kept getting caught, didn't I? I decided to go to Rome.
Really?
Well, yeah, sorry, matey, I didn't realise you were in this place.
I'm not. I live here.
Really? Oh, you did say the mob, didn't you? Well, you appear to be doing very well for yourself. You wouldn't like to buy a picture, would you? Painting a rural landscape. I've got one here.
Let me see. I don't know much about art, but I know what I like. I like it. Those art classes have certainly paid off, Soapy.
They don't call me that anymore. You ever heard of an artist called Soapy Simpson? No, it's Seagrave.
Seagrave?
Seagrave Simpson. See the signature?
Very impressive.
You really like it?
I do. I like it. I like it a lot. It's damn good, Soapy. It means something to you. It's like a scene from your boyhood. I want to go there. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm copying it off a chocolate box.
Well, it is very authentic. A man who can handle a brush like this shouldn't be going from door to door. You keep in touch. I may be able to do something. No.
But I suppose my presence could be an embarrassment.
Certainly not.
Oh, well, I'll stay. I mean, after all, you have a duty to support the struggling artist, don't you?
Yes, but your presence would take some explaining.
No, you could do it, Blakey. You always did have a silver tongue. Remember you persuaded me to take the top bunk when we were both inside? Said it would be good for my asthma. I spent 6 months hanging up there like a bleeding bat.
Kevin, allow me to introduce...
No, certainly not. Not all you drinking cronies from the George, I've no doubt. Get him out of here.
Sir, if I have unwittingly prevailed upon your hospitality, forgive me and allow me to make small recompense. A fiver should cover the drink.
Seagrave, please forgive my brother-in-law for his intemperate outbursts. His only excuse is he doesn't know who you are. What? Do you realise what you've just done? You've insulted Seagrave Simpson.
Seagrave Simpson.
Where have you been all these years? Seagrave Simpson, the famous artist, member of the Royal Academy, and court painter to Her Majesty.
Her Majesty?
I can't believe this has happened. You've never heard of Seagrave Simpson?
Well, I didn't say I'd heard of him. I'm not a complete Philistine. But what's he doing here?
Being insulted, Kevin.
I'm terribly sorry. Let me freshen your drink, Seagrave.
I invited Seagrave back. I met him at the George. I want him to authenticate a picture.
I didn't do that picture.
Well, if you want to bring it out into a strong light, it could be valuable. I was hoping Seagrave here would identify it as a genuine Simpson.
You must have an interesting life.
I do.
And what's she really like?
Who?
Her Majesty.
Her Majesty?
Yes. Have you been to her many times?
Many times.
And is she as regal as they say?
More so, but she's also a woman, Kevin, with an inner radiance I can't quite describe, and she dotes on me.
Yes, Seagrave. Would you mind having a look at the painting?
In fact, you could say, although I'm her subject, she is also mine.
Yes, very well expressed, Seagrave.
It's the
Now,
damn corgis I can't stand. They will keep still for a moment.
Seagrave, could you just cast your eye over this painting? Is it a genuine Simpson?
Yes, let me see. Oh yes, notice the distinctive brushstrokes and the clever use of light and shade. Truly the hallmarks of a genuine Simpson.
It looks familiar.
You like chocolate?
Well, of course it looks familiar. That's because it's so evocative. You feel as though you've been there. Well, congratulate me, Kevin. It's probably worth a couple of thousand.
5?
Good Lord.
10? When I'm dead.
Oh, 10? I had no idea. I had full focus for that once. Only you know. But what are you doing in these parts?
What am I doing in these parts?
Seagrave has just finished a large canvas at Windsor. And now he's taking some time out to light sketching while he looks for his next subject to paint.
Yes, I'm searching for a face full of character. One that will inspire me to even greater heights.
Why are you looking at Kevin like that, Seagrave?
What?
He's looking at you, Kevin.
Is he?
We've seen something in Kevin's face, haven't you, Seagrave?
Yes.
He wants to paint you, Kevin.
That face has been lived in, it has been used by life. It has known joy, it has known sorrow. I must get it down.
But Seagrave, do you have time?
I have the time and my pens and brushes are to hand. I will get them. Forthwith.
Look, Victor, I realise it's a great compliment, but how much will it cost?
Oh, we're not going to quibble about money, are we, Kevin?
Yes.
Well, he may not even offer it to you.
What?
He may wish to exhibit it
Exhibit it?
at the Royal Academy. You may be bought by a merchant banker as a hedging against inflation.
I'm not sure I like that idea. I mean, it's my picture after all.
Well, I suppose he should offer it to you first, at a nominal charge.
How nominal?
Say a couple of thousand.
What?
Money doesn't mean anything to him, Kevin.
Well, I can see that.
And what are your friends going to say when they hear you've been painted by Seagrave Simpson?
I don't know.
They'll be green with envy. They'll be begging you to join the Rotary just to get an introduction. Above the mock Regency fireplace, with its fake log effect and its fake Grecian vase, will be something totally original. You, Kevin.
Ah, I hadn't realised.
Now, why don't you go and freshen up? Because what you look like today, you are going to look like for the next 500 years.
500 years?
And that works out about £4 a year.
Is he gone?
Yes. But he'll be back any minute now. Before he does, I'd just like to get a couple of things straight.
Yeah.
First, I'll handle cash.
Fine, yeah.
Secondly, are you prepared to pay Kevin for £1,000?
£1,000? I'll paint the house for that.
Then we are in business, my friend. And there'll be plenty of business where that came from. We'll have half the Rotary before long.
What, Rotary? Oh, you sure they're good for the money? I went to a Rotary lunch once. Boiled beef and carrots and one bottle of wine between 6.
They'll pay for this, don't you worry. I suppose you can paint faces.
Oh, of course, yeah, no problem. I'll have it done in half an hour.
No. Don't rush it. Spin it out. Flatter him.
flatter him. That's going to be difficult. He's got a funny face.
You think he's got a funny face? He thinks he's handsome.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had a visitor.
Ah, Lucy, allow me to introduce Seagrave Simpson, a famous artist and member of the Royal Academy.
And painter to a majesty.
And painter to Her Majesty, Lucy Myers.
Charming. Would you like a drink?
Not at the moment, thank you. Are you painting someone?
Yes, Kevin.
Kevin? Why?
I've seen something interesting in his face.
And what was that?
I'm not quite sure.
Seagrave's trying to capture Kevin's sorrow.
That's it, yes, I'm very good on sorrow. I just turn the mouth down.
Isn't it fascinating, Lucy, hearing these insights from a master?
Yeah. I must say, I'm not familiar with any of your work.
Well, most of it's in private hands.
But you can cop a look at this autumn scene.
Isn't it a constable?
Full marks for spotting that, Lucy. Seagrave here meant it as a parody on Constable, but if you look very carefully, the trees are in a slightly different position. But you must admit it shows a droll sense of humour.
And if you don't like that, I've got two pussycats playing with a ball.
Yes. Why don't you go and set up your easel in the conservatory, Seagrave? The light's better in there.
Right.
Thank you. My portrait painted by Seagrave Simpson.
So I've heard.
Ah. Well, I do like this.
Are you always that colour?
Well, yes.
I'm going to need some more purple.
Bullshit, I know.
Oh, arms folded, that way I won't have to paint your hands.
Like this.
Stand still for a minute.
I am standing still.
One of us is moving. Is one of your ears bigger than the other? Jolly well looks like it. If it looks that way on the painting, don't blame me.
Perhaps if you painted him in profile.
Oh, but then there's the nose.
Oh yes, I see what you mean.
I think you better go out and stand them up to the ferns, and I'll see what I can do. Oh, this is not going to be easy.
Are you sure he's a famous painter?
Yes, why?
He does seem very strange.
Well, that's because he's a genius.
And he's drunk.
Well, that's how you can tell a professional. They're usually drunk. A professional drinks instead of painting. An amateur paints instead of drinking.
That.
Yeah?
Just a little libation before I commence. By God, that's got it.
He certainly is very professional.
Yes.
Victor, the bank manager's back and he's got someone with him.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
You haven't been up to anything, have you?
Certainly not. Can you send him through, huh?
Yes.
Ah, Potter!
Roger?
Perhaps you can make some tea, huh?
Yes. Where's Kevin?
Having his picture painted.
His picture. Why?
For posterity.
Roger, now, I'd like to introduce you to Toby. Toby, this is Roger Blake. He must have been at Benton's in your time.
Roger. I don't seem to remember you.
Well, I've changed a great deal since then. I was all ink blots and freckles in those days.
Bodger. No, I don't recall the name.
Well, I was sometimes known as Smudge.
Smudge? No.
Well, I was only there a short while before going up to Oxford.
Oh, and that's why he got his blue, Toby.
Against the All Blacks.
I thought you said the Springboks.
That was the previous season.
Well, I'm sorry, I still don't remember you.
No, but he remembers Pop Askew.
Oh,
Don't you?
Oh, yes. Good old Pop.
There was a character.
One of the best.
Personally, I found him vicious.
Vicious but fair, Toby.
Do you know, he once gave me 6 of the best for cutting net practice.
Well, that was old Pop for you. Couldn't stand slackers.
That was nothing. He once took a rope's end to me for smoking behind the pavilion.
Well, I don't know what you're complaining about, Toby. He once laid me out with a cricket stump for climbing the ivy on the west wall.
Oh, good Lord!
I don't remember any ivy on the west wall.
Well, you wouldn't. I pulled most of it down when he hit me. But it made a man out of me, and me and Pop have been friends ever since.
Oh, really? I understood this sadistic old brute died last year.
What? Old Pop dead? I thought he was indestructible. Oh, we won't see the likes of him again. Excuse me, gentlemen, while I compose myself.
And, what do you think of the team this year, Bodger?
The team?
Yes, you know, the old boys.
What do I think of them?
Yes.
Not enough weight in the scrum, Toby. They're weak in the loose, and they're not getting enough ball from the line out. They won't do any good until they get more possession.
They haven't lost a match for 2 seasons.
Yes, but that's no reason for complacency. This coming to them, you mark my words. They've had it too easy. They're not training hard enough. They should have played against the All Blacks with a busted shoulder.
No, I thought you said the
Have you
Springboks.
faced a hacker, Toby?
No.
Well, I have, and it's a chilling prospect. They come at you like this. Led by an All Black of Maori origin.
Well, that must have been very intimidating.
It is, but you mustn't give ground. Whew. It's giving me a little thirst. Perhaps we should have something stronger while we're waiting for the tea.
No, I need to keep a clear head.
Yes, you see, Toby is here on business.
Business?
You see, when I left here the other day, I couldn't help thinking about those diamonds. And I was wondering whether or not I had been a little bit too hasty.
I thought so, Tank. The flushed cheek, the bright eye. You've got diamond fever. I saw that in Mad Henry. Those wild eyes.
Yes, quite. Perhaps we could see these diamonds?
Certainly, gentlemen.
Now, of course, Toby here is an expert.
What?
Well, not an expert exactly. I keep the jewellers in the marketplace.
What? In the marketplace?
Yes, that's right.
Well, these seem smaller.
Oh, Tank. The diamonds haven't got smaller. Your eyes have got bigger. That's what diamonds can do to a man. I've seen men sell their souls for a handful of these beauties, even kill for them.
Well, what do you think, Toby?
Well, I don't know much about uncut diamonds, but they are supposed to be cold on the tongue. This is bitter.
Well, of course it tastes bitter. I had to get them out of the country. They They were smuggled north in a camel's rectum.
Perhaps I will have that drink after all.
Yes! Let's drink, gentlemen. Let's drink to success. All right, it's a gamble. We're all gambling on Mad Henry. Perhaps we'll never find the diamonds, but it's a risk worth taking. Now, if you could just make out the checks for 10,000, you two.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to think about it a bit longer.
Yes, you see, Toby is understandably cautious. He once got his fingers very badly burned some years ago, following my advice, I'm afraid.
Well, I don't blame you, Tank. But if I was to ever come across the swine responsible.
Well, the world's full of them, Toby. Who was it?
Rockfast Investments. Don't suppose you've heard of them.
Sounds familiar.
You know, Toby is still very bitter.
Yes, turned out to be a bunch of crooks. I lost the lot. The only consolation was they sent the ringleader away for a few years.
He must be out by now.
Still, no use letting it eat away at you, Toby. Poor devil's paid for what he did.
He hasn't paid nearly enough. If we were to meet him now, what would we do, Tank?
We would debag the blighters, the beg them way.
Bentham! Exactly!
Here! But would you recognise it again?
No, I couldn't bear to attend the trial.
No, we only saw photographs of him while he was leaving the courtroom.
Always had that coat over his head.
Yes, now I remember his shoes.
Yes, those shoes. He always wore those two-tone suede shoes.
The shoes of an absolute rotter.
Exactly.
Oh, no offence, Bodger. Whoops.
None taken. Toby?
No, I must get back to my shop. But rather neglected it this week.
Oh, but here comes the tea.
Now said we like some tea.
Thank you, Lucy. Lucy, Tank, you met Lucy?
Yes, you know, Bodger, this is...
And this is Tony at Pretences.
Oh, hello.
We're inseparable these days, almost joined at the hip.
Would you like more than tea?
Yes, of course. Now, I'll be back. Mr. Vasily, she's gone. I think the world of her.
I know. Do you know, Bodger, this lovely bracelet.
Milk, Tank, sugar.
Yes, both, please. Now, you'll be interested in this, Toby. A lovely bracelet.
Tony.
Just milk.
Very expensive.
Seagrave! Have you met Seagrave? Seagrave Simpson? Painter, member of the Royal Academy?
Painted to Her Majesty.
Oh, really? Her Majesty. I say. What on earth are you doing here?
Well, going for a leak, actually.
He's here to paint my brother-in-law, Kevin.
Kevin?
Thanks.
But, oh, yes, sorry, yes. I can never remember that fellow's name. Do you know he's been put up for the rosary?
Really?
He's an estate agent.
Well, I suppose we have to have one.
How's the painting going, Seagrave?
Oh, not an easy subject. He keeps moving and scratching his nose and generally farting about.
Yes, it's possible, please, Seagrave.
Sorry, I wasn't here to greet you personally, gentlemen, but as you can see, I'm having my portrait painted by Pretences.
Oh, well, that must have been extremely expensive.
Well, it's worth it, and we don't like to discuss money where art's concerned, do we? Have you had yours done yet?
No.
No, you surprised me.
How did you get hold of it?
I didn't. He approached me.
Why?
Because I had an interesting face. Had it tried.
Kevin, there's a man in the hallway says he's painting you.
That's right.
Why?
Why does everyone keep asking me why? Because I have an interesting face, that's why. He's an artist, he should know. Ask him.
I will.
She doesn't see it. She's too close. She can't see what life's done to me. And my character has been formed. It takes an artist to see that. Well, I must return to my pose while it's still fresh.
Well, I must say it's come to something when an estate agent's having his picture painted.
Well, a bit of an ego trip if you ask me.
Seagrave may be able to squeeze you in tomorrow.
Oh, do you think so?
It could be arranged.
No, but would you want to?
Well, I saw the way he was looking at you. He was weighing you up.
Oh, really?
Yes. He saw something you only see at the bottom of a scroll. Grit and determination. You can hang it in the clubhouse.
Yes, now, there's an idea.
Well, perhaps you keep us informed, Bob.
Certainly.
Roger, would you mind showing us again?
The diamonds?
Oh, no, old boy, the hacker. I thought Tank and I might do it at the next club dinner. What do you think?
All right. Follow me, gentlemen.
Right.
What was all that about?
Just an old Maori custom.
Victor Seagrave Simpson.
Yes,
He is a reputable artist,
of course. 17th century.
and he is well known.
In the highest circles. Why?
He wants to paint you.
Splendid. That's quite a privilege, Lucy.
So how do you think I should have it done?
Of course. It's a wonderful opportunity.
He said he's seen something he'd like to get down on the canvas.
I don't fear.
Then I will have it done. Oh,
Good.
and he wants to paint me.
In the conservatory?
No. In the nude.